What's going on, Combat Sports Nation? This is Sean here with another Combat Sports Nation Beyond the Mat episode. We are joined by Mike Polvere for the two-part series discussing CES 39, which will be in association with Cage Titans. This first part of the series, we discuss some of the fighters that could be and now has already been announced will be on the card. He explains in great emphasis that is not a verse show of this promotion versus that promotion. He explains that he does it all for the fighters, you know, taking the ego out, taking this is my home, Plymouth Memorial Hall is where we've grown up at, this is our location. He has put, although Mike never really seems to carry an ego, if you know him personally, if you know him, you know, at all, you know, Mike doesn't ever put ego into anything. But he said pushing ego aside, this is all about the fighters. It's all about their exposure. It's all about getting them that little extra. He talks about contracts with his fighters and the agreement, the handshake type agreement that he has and the trust that his fighters have in him. He discusses the filming of Here Comes the Boom and as another example of just the mindset that he has in helping the people who have stuck by him. And that really describes Polvere as somebody who is willing to go above and beyond for the people who have showed their trust and loyalty to him. So he explains the filming of Here Comes the Boom, explains the two nights, Friday night CES 39 at Plymouth Memorial Hall, November 5th, Cage Titans 31 at the Plymouth Memorial Hall, how the fans are getting a treat, how the fighters are getting at exposure, how it's all going to come into a head. Stay tuned with us, follow along, enjoy, and keep your eyes peeled for our second part of this series to where he breaks down the matches that have been announced, and much more. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit subscribe and look out for my Combat Sports Nation pre-fight, post-fight coverage of not just the local, regional, but also the national shows. Combat Sports Nation, tune in. Here you go.
We're trying to get some of our pros, some of our more seasoned pros who fought pretty much their whole career with us. That's a pretty obvious list of guys we're going to be looking to do. You know, the Raymond Cottarellis, the Barretts, the Manny Bermudez, guys like that have been fighting with us for a long time, pretty much their whole pro career, that have the amount of wins, the records that will put us in a good light on TV. And one thing that you learn when you're dealing with TV. It's a weird thing, but do you need to be TV-worthy fights? You know, I might have a guy who's 1-0, that's the next coming of God, but if he hasn't really established himself and proved himself in the pro ranks yet, he's not going to get approved for a television slot. So, these slots are going to be given to guys who have some of those names I mentioned that have been around performing at a high level on the professional circuit for a little while. On the local scene, it's not going to be any secret when you know that we're doing a combined show at CES. Who's a CES guy and who's a Cage Titans guy? I can say that pretty confidently. There's guys that you always see on a Cage Titans card, and then when you see them pop up on this card, you're going to know who they're representing, so to speak. It's not, unfortunately, I think people expect it to be a Cage Titans versus CES.
That's what I was going to ask, but
and I don't think it's. It's a hard question to answer. But and the hard question is how are they representing Cage Titans? With their TV contract with Axs, the contract's with CES. And the contract sticks with CES, so this isn't going to be a scenario where the Cage Titans logo is on the mat. It's going to be a CES cage mat. The surroundings are going to be Cage Titans, though, but it's just not going to probably reflect on TV that way. It's going to be at Plymouth Memorial Hall in our venue. It's our cage. It's just not going to have our cage mat on it. When they talk about the event on Axs TV, it's going to be CES. So maybe on the national level, because they're kind of contracted on the national level with Axs, that it has to be one brand being promoted.
Yep.
So that's kind of on the worldwide front. If somebody's in Washington watching this on TV, they're going to think it's Axs. But the people in New England who know the sport inside and out and are familiar with us local people and have their finger on the pulse of the local scene, they're going to know this is Cage Titans and CTFC. And I don't think there's going to be a graphic I know there's not going to be a graphic that says, Cage Titans fighter Manny Bermudez taking on CES fighter. That's not going to be what this card's about. But it's going to be a collaborative effort where we both get to showcase some fighters, and and that's the most important thing. This isn't about Cage Titans. This isn't about Mike Polvere. It's about trying to get exposure for a few of our fighters. As long as Peter Barrett's getting a slot on TV, that might get him a couple more eyeballs to get him one closer step to his goal of making the UFC, or Manny Bermudez, or Max Barrett, or Ramo. That's worth it in the end for me, because my goal from when I started Cage Titans, and will always be my goal, is to do right by the fighters and get them the most exposure possible. And my name, Mike Polvere, takes a back seat. Our company name, Cage Titans, takes a back seat. If it's better for the fighters, then we do it. And that's really what this boils down to. Those guys that are loyal to us, we're giving them opportunity. Because come on, would it not make sense to have Barrett fight on Saturday night and have a great big fight and Manny? It would make more sense probably for our brands to keep those fights. But would it make more sense for their long-term goals to lose out on an opportunity to get TV when I can't offer them that same benefit of being on TV? I'd be holding them back.
They have the ability to get that Axs TV exposure without having to necessarily sign away from the promotion that they love, which is Cage Titans.
Yeah, and it's funny because when you say sign away, and maybe I'm tipping my hand, but I don't sign contracts for my fighters. I do not. None of my fighters are contractually obligated to fight for me more than the fight that I put on the table for. I make it a point that I want people to fight for me because they want to fight for me. I don't want ever to come to a point in someone's career where they say, I'd love to take this fight because it's a better opportunity for me, it's better pay, it's more exposure. Shit, I got a piece of paper saying I'm stuck fighting for Mike, or I'm stuck giving him a percentage of my purse if I want to get out of this contract. My fighters, yes, they are Cage Titans fighters, but we don't sign them. We have great relationships with all our fighters that, you say your word that you want to fight this guy, I give you my word that I'm putting the fight on. That's enough for us. And I can't stress enough, I want people that want to fight for me, never feel that they're obligated to fight for me. I had a long talk with, actually Ramo Colorado, to be honest. I mean, he asked me when they first started going pro, do you want to sign him? And I'm like, we got a good deal. I'd offer you fights, you take him. I go, why would you? I go, I don't want to handcuff you and make you have to fight for me. Yes, I'm going to put you on every card I can get. That's good enough for you. That's good enough for me. Same thing with the Barretts. I mean, they don't have a piece of paper saying that they're stuck to me and that, Max Barrett has fought 14 times in his career, all 14 being with me. Peter, all except for one, his second amateur fight with me. They're not contractually obligated to me. They do it because they want to. And that means a lot more to me than somebody just signing a piece of paper and fighting for me 3-4 times because they feel a piece of paper and I'll take them to court if they don't fight for me. It's a great option for some of our fighters. And I think the people that truly know local MMA, which is our fan base. I mean, our fan base is the people in New England. And those people in New England, when they see this card, whether it's my name on the cage mat on fight night or Axs is talking about Cage Titans on fight night, the real people that matter to us that are here locally that follow our sport, they're going to know who's who. And it's going to be pretty clear. And that's fine with me, whether anything ever gets mentioned. And that's the most important. When we filmed Here Comes the Boom, Here Comes the Boom came to us, hey, we want to film for TV, for the movie. What do you want to do? And I said to him, they go, how much you charge us? I go, I won't charge you anything. My only thing I'm going to ask you is that you let me run the event like I would a normal Cage Titans event. I want all my people that work, my security, my ring girls, my ring announcer, my videographer, my photographer. I want it to feel like a real Cage Titans event and give the opportunity to all the people who work for me to be in the movie. They go, done deal. I was like, all right, perfect, done. Could I have fought for movie credit in that? Yeah. Could I fought for, hey, I want a part in the movie and I'll do it. I want a small speaking role. Or I want to be in the cage when Kevin James fights Mark Munoz because that's what we fought in our cage. I could have fought for all that. And maybe better businessmen would have. But I wanted to make sure my people that support me on a daily in and out basis that are there for every show, setting up the cage and breaking it down and working security, they got an opportunity to be a part of a movie. And if I was a stickler on some of that other stuff, they would have been like, fine, we'll give you credit, but we're going to set it up the way we want to. I can gain some control there. Yeah. And it's the same way with here. Maybe could I fight with them? Maybe could I say, I'm playing hardball, I don't want Cage Titans notice? Yeah. But then would they be more apt to throw my fighters a bone and give them the TV slots that were requested? Probably not. So, it's give or take in anything. Maybe it's a bad business move, maybe it's a good business move. I have to think what's best for me. I have to think what's best for my fighters. And I think this is a great opportunity for those guys to get some TV exposure, and I'm going to move forward with that. Whether we hurt ourselves a little bit on Saturday night with ticket sales, or we blow up this weekend and we sell out both shows, and people are talking about this as the best weekend of MMA ever in the history of match. I mean, we could be there too.
Can we still expect Cage Titan guys to be fighting Cage Titan guys, or are all the? I guess you sort of potentially hinted to my answer, but can we expect Cage Titan guys fighting Cage Titan guys and CES fighters doing the same?
I think you'd be surprised. That's a tough one to answer. I think you don't expect anything. Someone with open mind, without expectations. Don't expect this to be us coming after CES and saying, I'm putting my fighters head to head with theirs and let's battle this out. Because that would be coming from a place of maybe negativity where I'm trying to go out there and prove my fighters are better than CES fighters. I can't say this enough that this is a collaborative effort from a good-hearted place to put a great show on for TV. And that's really where this is coming from.
Can we expect a CES size undercard, or can we expect like a Cage Titan size undercard?
Now we're going to probably expect because we're in Massachusetts, Rhode Island doesn't allow amateurs, so you can expect probably 4 or 5 amateur fights sprinkled on the undercard with 6 pro fights headlining the card of the TV portion.
Well, there you go, Combat Sports Nation fans, Cage Titan fans, CES MMA fans. You heard it. This is our first segment with Mike Polvere discussing CES 39 at Plymouth Memorial Hall in association with Cage Titans, live on Axs TV. We also have a second part coming out over the course of the next week. We will be getting Mike Polvere's breakdown of the fights that have been announced and how those matches were made. Stay tuned for more information on that event, in addition to Cage Titans the following night, November 5th, Cage Titans 31. We have a huge weekend. Follow us on Twitter. It's CombatSportsPRTS Nation. So that's Combat Sports, no vowels, Nation. Instagram, Combat Sports Nation. Facebook, Combat Sports Nation. We appreciate everybody's time and always your support. Stay tuned.